Greetings and welcome. I'm Chris Brown on the path of Tz'ik'in with today's transmission within the sacred Maya and Cholq'ij calendar. We move with the energy of 12 Tz'ik'in, the eagle, and the number 12, which carries the energy of gathering, of fullness, of bringing all threads together just before completion arrives. So take a breath with me and let your feet find the floor and allow your body to settle into wherever you are receiving this. Because what the eagle asks of us today is not a small thing. The eagle asks us to rise. Tz'ik'in is the wall of vision, of freedom, of the perspective that only becomes available when you are willing to leave the ground. The eagle doesn't debate whether the sky is safe. It doesn't ask permission from the landscape below before it opens its wings. It rises. And from that altitude, everything changes. What appeared as an obstacle from the ground reveals itself as a temporary condition from above. What felt like a closed door from inside the room looks, from the eagle's view, like one doorway among many, most of them already open. This is the medicine Tz'ik'in carries. Not escape from the earth or spiritual bypassing of what is real and present and felt, but elevation of perspective. The eagle is deeply connected to abundance, to the flow of resources, of energy, of what is meant to move through us and towards us. And 12 amplifies this. 12 is the number of collective, the community, the gathering of all that has been learned into a single coherent field. So today, 12 Tz'ik'in is asking, what becomes available when we bring everything we have gathered, every threshold crossed, every old agreement released, every truth spoken in a room, and lifted up into eagle vision? What do we see from up there that we couldn't see from inside it? I want to speak directly to something that many of us are moving through right now. There's a threshold in the collective field. You may be feeling it in your circles, in your relationships, in the moments after you speak your truth and the old contract arrives immediately behind it. The one contract saying, don't make waves, keep the peace. I shouldn't have said anything. Many of us are in the process of reclaiming ourselves from these agreements, from the subtle adaptations we learn to make in order to belong, in order to be safe, and in order to survive spaces that required our reduction as the price of entry. This is not a small thing we're doing. This is the reclamation. It is textured, nonlinear, and has moments of extraordinary clarity, and moments where the old room presents itself again, so convincingly that we almost walk back in. Tz'ik'in arrives today as witness to all of it. The eagle has been watching from altitude. The eagle sees what we cannot always see from within the experience. That the old agreements were never about us. They were survival structures, faithfully held by parts of ourselves that formed in moments where our full presence was not safe to inhabit. Those parts, those aspects, they did not fail us. They held a post that needed holding. And they're ready now, many of them, to be seen, to be thanked, to be walked through forgiveness and return to the frequency they were always meant to carry, the restoration. This is what the eagle sees from above. Our wounding as origin story, the place where the protector was born and the place where the reclamation begins. 12 Tz'ik'in specifically blesses us today with the capacity to rise above societal expectations. And I want us to sit with what that actually means in the body. Because societal expectations are not always loud. They're often quiet. They live in the nervous system as a felt sense of what is acceptable, what is too much, what will cost belonging if spoken aloud. They arrive as the frequency of adaptation, the subtle signal that says, adjust yourself, make it easier for others, disappear a little, shrink a little, and stay inside the old room where at least you know the dimensions. The eagle does not shrink to fit the room. The eagle was never meant to live inside a room, and neither were you. What 12 Tz'ik'in ask us today is not to abandon our circles, our communities, our relationships. The eagle returns to earth. The eagle lands, and connection matters. But the eagle lands as itself. Full wingspan, clear vision, undiminished. That's what we're practicing. That's what the refining of presence looks like from the inside. Learning to land as ourselves fully without negotiating our internal spaciousness as the price of belonging. Belonging that requires your reduction is not belonging. It's managed proximity. And you understand the difference now. Your body understands the difference. Something in you already knows when you are being met and when you are being metabolized. That knowing is the eagle in you. That is Tz'ik'in activating your own sovereign vision. There's something else I want to speak of today, because the threshold is not only crossed through insight, it is crossed through the body. Many of us are in active processes of clearing what has been stored in the joints, in the fluids, in the lymphatic system, the body's faithful record of every agreement we ever made under conditions of fear or survival. This body of ancient miraculous technology kept all of it. Stored energy is held energy, and held energy was once moving energy that had nowhere safe to go. Soul integration is the process of giving it somewhere to go, of walking ourselves and the parts of us that have been carrying the weight of old agreements through forgiveness, through witnessing, through the simple, profound act of saying, I see you. I see why it was built, and I'm grateful for its faithfulness. And then asking with permission, with support from whatever allies you call upon, that all energy be returned to its original frequency, not erased, restored as home harmonics beneath all of it. A signal that existed before the agreements, before the survival structures, before the wounding. Home harmonics. Tz'ik'in knows this signal. The eagle flies on it. And today, with 12, gathering all threads into collective fullness, this is available to all of us. The clearing is not only personal. What one of us restores to home harmonics ripples out. We are doing this for each other, even when we are doing it alone in our living rooms or in our morning practices at our altars. The field receives everything. So let me speak now to the larger invitation that 12 Tz'ik'in carries, because this is not only your threshold, this is humanity's threshold. We are collectively standing at the edge of an old room, a room built from agreements about power and belonging, and who gets to be heard and at what cost. A room where adaptation was the currency of survival for so long that many people have forgotten there's a door. You are in your individual reclamation. You're modeling the door. Every time you pause instead of collapsing into the old pattern, every time you ask your highest self a clarifying question instead of accepting adaptation frequency as truth. Every time you speak in a circle and then bless what was spoken instead of retracting it in the aftermath, you're showing the collective what is possible. This is sovereign responsibility. To recognize the outdated agreements that says it's our responsibility to manage everyone's discomfort or to smooth the transition for those still inside the room. But the responsibility to remain in relationship with yourself while truth does what truth does. To be the love that you are, even when, especially when that love looks like a clear boundary, a spoken truth, a presence that will not reduce itself to remain included. The eagle sees challenges as opportunities to be the love that we are. A love that soars high, that sees clearly, and returns to earth as itself. Full wingspan, open eyes, grounded and free simultaneously. This is the eagle's transmission for today. This is what 12 Tz'ik'in is blessing in you. So as you move through the day, notice where you are already soaring. Notice where the invitation to rise is present, and what the eagle in you can see from altitude that the part of you still standing in the old room cannot. And know this: the threshold is not deciding about all the others in the room. It's no longer about your internal signal to remain included. You are a sovereign being, noticing an old doorway. The old room remains, but you're no longer inside it. Fly well today. Many blessings. With gratitude to all my teachers.